What's up, everybody? This is Roberto Lorenzo Ferguson, and we are going to go live today. So, if you're catching this live on a Sunday, the date is November. Ah, man, the time is going by fast. November 19th, 2023, as we do this live. And if you're catching a replay, I want to say thank you for being here because I'm going to share some information with you today that is proven information. I mean, like real information. I met this gentleman. His name is Bernando LaPallo. He lived to be 114 years old. I met him at 111. And I'm going to share some stuff with you that he shared with me that I know can help you. Now, if you're catching me live or if you're catching a replay, say, what's up, Robert? How you doing? Tell me where you're from. You know, this is the week before Thanksgiving, and we'll talk a little bit about that as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and let's get into this and turn the music off. Boom. What's up, everybody? If you're catching me for the first time, I want to say that my name is Robert Ferguson. I am a guy who shares because I care. I am a nutritionist, a best-selling author, a guy who's done a whole bunch in the world of helping people live their best and healthiest life. And I just want to encourage you to stick with me, to follow me, to connect with me on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, because my entire goal really is to put you in a position where you can achieve the things you want to achieve. Many people come to me who want to get off medications, and we get them off medications. Many people come to me and they say, I want to lose weight. And then we have a program. And part of that program is that we coach people. So whether it's with me or any of our coaches, we help them lose weight. Now, many people will start the process and somewhere they get off track or they quit or give up on themselves because we never give up on them. And then they don't lose weight or they go and they try different things. And then they realize, man, I was doing the right thing. But for some reason, their ego may block them from coming back. I don't know. That's the psychology of weight loss. And one of the many reasons why many people will never succeed with both losing the weight and keeping it off is because we tend to get in our own way. And if you don't agree with that, I mean, I would love to hear your thoughts on it. But as one of my clients, Debbie, I give a big shout out to Debbie Hymas. She just hit 103 pounds. She lost 103 pounds. She saw me do a post a year ago and decided to reach out and said, hey, I want to learn more about your program. I want to give this a shot. How does it work? And now today, she's 103 pounds lighter. So she made a decision at 253 pounds. She also was taking various medications, I believe metformin and blood pressure medication. And she was having challenges with her arthritis. She's off all of those meds. Her arthritis is in remission. And she's waking up at 150 pounds. Whereas a year ago, she was waking up at 253 pounds. Now, what Debbie did, you can do. It's just a matter of making a decision and doing it. That's it. Now, what you're going to learn from my time with Bernando, he's going to share with you some of the key things that he did, and I'm going to do a little commentary on it. And it's definitely worth your time to hear what he did. You know, it's kind of like when I first met Jack LaLanne. I'll never forget the excitement I had inside my head was, this is someone who's walked it out. They've already done what I'm attempting to do. Right? So at the time, Jack LaLanne was 88 years old. He lived a life of quality, great health. He lived to be 96. Went to sleep, just didn't wake up. Peacefully, he left this earth. Same thing happened to Bernando. Quality life. Went to sleep, took a little nap, and didn't wake up. No pain beforehand. So it's worth it. Then you look at Ernestine, who I met maybe 13 years ago. She's the oldest active bodybuilder female in the world. She's in her 80s now. She looks amazing. And what's interesting is that Ernestine didn't start improving her health and thinking about her health until she was in her mid to late 50s. Mid to late 50s. Now she's just thriving with her life. So some of you are in your 50s and your 60s. You're maybe even in your early 70s. Like Jane. I hope you hear this, Jane. Jane Manning reached out to me. She was over 200 pounds. We got down to 130 pounds in her 70s. There is something to say about having a coach, and there's also something to say with how you do it. And I believe, and I can argue with anyone on this, we have the best methodology for teaching people how to eat regular everyday food, not avoiding anything, and being able to not only lose weight and get off meds and get their glucose under control, but to literally reverse the clock. And when I met Bernando, which I'm going to share with you now, Bernando loved my diet-free life methodology. He said it made sense. So that was nice to hear from a man who's 111 at the time. Now, the video I'm going to share with you about Bernando is a video that he took, or that we videotaped when he was 113 years old. And the reason why I videotaped him was, one, I had met him and got to know him really well. I was a keynote speaker at an event put on by Miss Gregory in Arizona. And what an honor that was, and forever is in my life. And then I was invited back the next year and the next year. And that first year, Bernando was given a sanitarian award, people who live to be over 100. And man, what an experience that was. And then I got to talk to him annually for the next 2.5 years. And so then I was like, you know what? I mean, I don't see him leaving this earth anytime soon, but I'm going to take my videographer with me. So we jumped on the plane. We went to Arizona, and we spent the whole day with Bernando, from the time he woke up to the time he went to bed. I interviewed him. We talked. We laughed. I watched him cook. He showed me his rituals, showed me everything. And I'm going to share with you some of that right now. All right. So this is Bernando LaPallo, and I'll pause throughout it and give you a little bit of added content or context around the things that he shares.
When you stay healthy for over 100 years, you're doing something right. But if you eat right, you never get sick. And the best proof, I've never been sick. Yeah, I use honey all the time. Because, well, the reason why I'm so set on these things is because Daddy told me to do it and it's worked. All until now, it still worked. So why would I change? Do anybody here know the real significance of honey and how good it is for the body? I said, and at first I'll give you a hint, I said. It's the only thing that God made that I know that never spoils. You can have it 20 years. I said, and you put it in the sun or on hot water, it'll come right back and it's pure honey. And it's the greatest healer, one of the greatest healers in the world. And I know that to be a fact because I've been using it for the time I was realized what honey was. Daddy told me how good it was, and that prevents you from having lots of diseases, to which you have mainly diabetes.
Okay. Now, so when I met Bernando, one of the first things that he shared with me when we talked about nutrition was honey. And many people think honey is high in sugar. Many people avoid honey and they will choose other things that are way less beneficial. I know that honey is a great prebiotic, so it's good for the gut health. I agree with what Bernando said when he said that this is one of a few foods or ingredients, definitely food, that never spoils. So if you go to Egypt, when they dig up tombs, they have found honey in tombs over 3,000 years old and it's still edible. Every day I have honey. I buy local when I can, locally grown. Honey is your friend. So if you ever meet someone who gives advice and they're negative about honey and they say honey is high in sugar, you shouldn't eat too much honey, anything negative, stop talking to them, walk away. Definitely don't pay them any money because they are a 100% liar. They're misinformed and it's really sad. So as you heard from Bernando, same as Jack LaLanne, same as Dick Gregory, people that I've met who have lived it out, as well as looking at the scientific data, honey is our friend. So if you want to sweeten something and honey can be part of that process, just go with local raw when possible, organic honey when possible, because there's a lot of adulterated honey out there, meaning it's not what they say it is. So if you can go organic, then it increases the likelihood of you getting a good thing. Okay, so honey is our friend, and I strongly recommend that with all of my clients. I recommend it for you. If you want to sweeten something up, add a little honey to it. Okay, God made it, and everything God made is good. All right.
And Daddy went to school to become a doctor, and then he learned more about herbs. Because years back, when Daddy was a boy, and when I was a boy also, they called them root doctors. Now they got a fancy name, herbologist, which is the same thing. It's about herbs, earth and so on. And everything natural. As I said before, God made nothing bad. Everything he made was good. But if you want to make it bad, he'll use it.
Well, one of the things that I didn't share in this part of the video is that in my conversation with him, man, he loved his daddy. Now, Bernando was born in 1901. Okay. He lived in New York until I think 1991. So he lived in New York for 90 days. And we talked about so many things. But one thing, he loved his father. He said his father was a doctor. He was a herbologist, or I think they called them root doctors back then. So his dad was very mindful when it came to nutrition. So he imparted that on Bernando, and Bernando ran with it for his whole life. And he imparted that on his 3 kids, and they lived to have quality of life, et cetera, et cetera. So the thing that I would want you to get from what he just shared, aside from the fact that his father was a doctor, was that moderation, in his opinion, was cool. And he'll talk a little bit more about that. And if not, then I'll share more. But now he had made a comment to me about how he had his first hot dog living in New York, went to a baseball game, and his friends were giving him a hard time. I think he was around the age of 11 or 12 when this happened. And it didn't go so well because he had never had a hot dog or anything that processed. So here it is, him talking about it. Again, keep it in good context, because even to this day, if he went to someone's house, he would eat a hot dog if they served that. And he explains that a little bit later. Okay, let's check it out. I remember you told me that when you were 11,
Yeah.
that you had your first hot dog.
Oh man, don't mention it. I'll get sick over it. I had to wash my stomach out. Yeah. And Bo Dick, his pictures in that Dick Wheaton, he's the cause of, oh man, he said, a hot dog's not going to hurt you. He said, oh man, come on, have a hot dog. Don't be no sissy out here. And I ate that one hot dog. 30 minutes later, I was sick. And took me into the hospital. And they said, I got to keep him overnight because you got to wash his stomach out. I said, oh my God, my daddy's going to have a fit. But he knew Mrs. Wheaton was Dick's mother and so on. And he probably trusted me with her. But nothing, he didn't think about no eating. But that was in the street. Up and down 7th Avenue, the Greeks had stands, hot dogs and burgers and French fried potatoes and this and that and sodas. And Daddy had told me not to eat that stuff. It'll make you sick. And I didn't do it. They called me a sissy, Daddy's boy. That's Daddy's boy. Adam Clayton Powell and all them guys that told me that I was a sissy, they're dead.
Okay. I mean, he did something the same as I would hear Jack LaLanne talk about, is how people who doubted the way they ate and how they approached nutrition, they were all dead. Like a lot of doctors years ago that were against Jack LaLanne encouraging people to lift weights, because a lot of doctors back then believed that if a woman lifted weights, that's a good chance that it's going to shorten her life. It's going to increase the chances of all-cause mortality. And I remember Jack going, Robert, they're all dead. I'm the only one still alive. So who was right? Same as Bernando, who is right. Now he talks about walking. Now, if you're a client of mine or if you know me at all, I am really big on the power of walking. When I train professional athletes, I will have professional athletes walking. If you do that, that is a proven method. Even Hippocrates was all about walking. Now, lifting weights and exercising and staying strong and all those things, very important. But if you cannot do all of the other things, lifting weights, getting on a cycling class, going for a run, be consistent with walking. I watched Bernando walk at 113 years old. I saw his workout. He had some weights in there also. But this is something that he did all the time. So if you ever meet someone who's like, walking doesn't really do much. Walking, you need to be doing this kind of exercise. They're just selling another idea. Okay. And it may be a great idea because I lift weights. I do circuit training. I do sprints. I run hills. I like those things. It's great. It's challenging for me. But I also know the power and benefit of walking. So here's Bernando at 113 years old explaining the role of walking in his life.
Daddy started me doing that. He said, walking is the best exercise you can take, and it's the cheapest. I used to walk in Central Park. I'd get on the trolley and ride down to 110th Street, and that's where Central Park started. Get off the trolley, walk all through Central Park for an hour, about. I used to pull off my shoes because Daddy told me, he said, your bare feet touch the earth is better. And I'd pull off my shoes and walk. Then I told him one day, I said, Daddy, people walk the dogs out there, and sometimes I step in the dung. So he said, well, tell him, take another pair of socks with you. He says, when you finish walking, if you happen to step in, throw it away and put on fresh socks. Yeah, I still walk now. I haven't changed. People downstairs said to me, do you get up the same time every morning? I said, no, not really. Sometimes I'm 15 or 20 minutes late, but I still walk. Why? And I said, because it's the cheapest exercise you can get.
Okay. What he just shared is awesome. Okay. So here my point on this. So he lived in a assisted living facility. And in this facility, they had, people have their own living quarters. So they could cook themselves. They had like their house inside of the bigger house. And you could go out and you could eat. And so he was the eldest person in this entire center. And every day, what he's referring to is they would see him walk. They would see him do what he does. And a lot of them obviously didn't walk and didn't make time to exercise. And he would watch them die left and right, way more prematurely than what could have been. So I find that really interesting, right? Because he found something that works. He stuck to it. He was pretty disciplined or obedient when it came to getting in his walks. And he wouldn't let anyone compromise that. See, a lot of people are talking. I hope you guys are. I've never shared this much about Bernando. And there's so many people talking and theorizing, writing on whiteboards and giving you their opinion about how you could live your healthiest and best life. And I've always been a big believer. Go to the people who have done it. If you get a chance to talk to someone who's done it and they're consistent with it, that's why I'm so thankful for my time with the late great Jack LaLanne, with the late great Bernando LaPallo, with the late great Dick Gregory, and the people who have done what I'm doing and what I'm recommending. And then you find the things that are pretty new age, if there's those things that happen, and you can encourage that. So Bernando he lived it. So many people they're just gullible, right? It's like there's this product that these people are selling in this network marketing company that claims, and I think the product is called Transform. I think that's the name of it. And there's other ones out there, but I'm familiar with what they are attempting, what they're selling it on. And the people who are selling it, they don't know any better because they're just ignorant. And they are just listening to the leaders at the top. And they're just regurgitating a lie. 100% a total lie. And people are buying this product that says that it will convert sugar, glucose, to fiber in your body, in your gut. They don't have one gastroenterologist supporting this claim. They haven't even done studies with mice yet. It's a theory from these scientists that happen to have an office over at Harvard and is working with companies like Kraft Heinz. And they're thinking, man, if we can come up with a way to do something that naturally occurs with enzymes in plants, we put it in a capsule and we can put it in food, and then people can eat more sugar and it will just fix itself. And there are a ton of people buying this product, and I'm watching them sell it online. And this is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of network marketing. Now, I am a fan, so I'm contradicting myself, because it can be done right if you have the right product. And these people are just lying. They are blatantly lying. And the people at the top will make money on these false claims. And people don't know how to read between the lines. It's mind-blowing to me. But I also have empathy for the people who are just gullible. They want to be better, but they just don't know how to eat food. They don't know how to eat. Lord, help us. Anyway, one of Bernardo's favorite foods is blueberries. Watch the joy he has about blueberries. And anyone who's a client of mine, you know I'm always encouraging berries. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, gooseberries, even cherries. Like fruit is great. And Bernardo ate a lot of fruit his whole life to 114 with quality. And you have people out there telling people don't eat fruit. I mean, come on. They may look fit, some of these people, but they ain't walked it out like my man here. I mean, what does it take for someone to wake the hell up and go, I'm listening to a 43-year-old or a doctor who's 52, or someone who's like an authority or expert at 60, and they're saying don't eat fruit, you don't need to eat fruit, and they ain't even lived half the life that Bernardo lived. They're totally going against everything that he's done. Same as Jack LaLanne, same as Dick Gregory, and same as Hippocrates, and same as so many others. But yet we're real quick. Stop eating carbs. Stop eating this. Stop eating that. And all of those suckers that are recommending that, they ain't going to be around at 120. They're not going to have quality of life if they are around at 120. I'm doing what Bernardo did. and it fits within the model. Here's his take on the berries.
As long as I can remember, blueberries has been my favorite fruit because it was Daddy's favorite fruit. And Daddy had blueberries all the time. And I said to him,
Okay, you guys, real quick. Sorry to interrupt. Look at his face. Listen to how he's talking. I watched him walk that morning. I watched him exercise. I watched him cook 3 meals that day. I watched him take his supplements that he likes to take and have been taking for years. Look at him. That's 113 years old. He doesn't look like he's going to die tomorrow. I know some people in their 70s that don't look that good. Jeez. I mean, look at him. What a blessing I had. I mean, what a blessing.
I said, Daddy, some of these berries seemed all trumped up. He said, that will soon be eliminated. They'll find a way to preserve them. Because a lot of times they would be squished. But now you could go to buy a case of them. And I got blueberries in there right now. And blackberries, I find out, is almost as good as blueberries, but I still stick to my blueberries. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, whatever worked for me, I didn't change it. That's why when people ask me, what's your secret, I always said, moderation and obedience. Obedience and moderation. Because if I eat too many blueberries, I don't know what it might do, but I eat two and three packages a week. I put it in my superfood. I put it in my cereal. And it works.
Now, when he says cereal, just so you guys know, he was talking about oatmeal. Because oatmeal was looked at as a cereal, same as grits, even cream of wheat. It wasn't like he was eating Fruit Loops. And when it comes to berries, I love my berries. But what I want you to get also from that little segment, what he just said, was moderation, obedience, follow through. But when you find something that works, you keep doing it. This is what I tell my clients, and this is a message to all my coaches. I see Lisa Marie is here. What's up, Lisa? If you got time, we can talk a little bit later, Lisa. I'm available. Because Lisa's about to make some things happen as a coach. Well, she's making things happen. And one day we're going to have like consistency, Lisa and I, with a weekly talk show, which I would love to do. We just got to like make it happen because Lisa's great. I feel like I bring something to the table, and together we really do something positive. So hopefully that would happen because I'm ready. It's just a matter of when Lisa can make it happen on her side. But the thing that I want you guys to get here, and what I preach a lot to my clients, when something works, you keep doing it. When I have a client and it's working, and then they decide that they want to stop, that is not the wisest client. Because if something is working, why would you stop it? You don't. Now, I can teach nutrition and I can teach the biology of certain things around nutrition and health. And we have an amazing methodology that I recommend, and I work with coaches and they share with people, and we're helping a lot of people. But I can't teach wisdom, and I can't teach an open mind, and I can't really teach humility. It's either there or it's not. When something is working, you keep doing it. I have clients that I have been coaching for over 20 years. It's not like we talk every day. Most of them, I'll have a call with them like in 2 weeks, maybe twice a month. Some of them once a month. It's like whatever works. Some people do best when it's like once a week. But when you find something that works, you keep doing it. Unless it's painful, it's frustrating, you can't live with it, right? It's like if I was doing keto, I wouldn't, even though I may lose weight, nah, I don't want to live like that. When I go to my mom's house for Thanksgiving and she makes mac and cheese, I'm eating mac and cheese. So I like my way of doing it because I'm just going to eat the mac and cheese in a way that I know helps me and doesn't hurt me. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. Anyway, now he talks about extra virgin olive oil. How does the olive oil work? Because you said that you rub it on your
My whole, from my head to my toe, every day. And I'll show you before you leave. I had the tub there, take off my shoes. Sometimes I'm sitting on the toilet, put my feet right in the water with olive oil with Castile soap, and plug it in, and take it out while it's still warm. I'll put a hot towel around it to keep the pores open, and then I'll do this massage from here to the end of my toes. I do it before I go to bed, and I do it in the morning. But always before I go to bed. In the morning, mostly it's my neck and my face and my hair. And that's it. I've been doing it for years.
Well, there you have it, you guys. That's Bernando. Now, I have about 5 hours of footage with him. Very long interview. And it was great. I will forever appreciate my time with Bernando. So for those of you who are catching me live and even on the replay, if you got specific questions, please bring them. What Bernando was just saying also is that he was making it clear that in the morning, but always before he went to bed at night, sleep, he would soak his feet. That was a ritual that he did for, I don't know how many years, but for many years. And for a long period of his time, he would use extra virgin olive oil, almost like oil. And he would rub it on his face and his feet. And he said at times he would put it on his entire body. I don't know how long he did that for, but I know he did it. And he showed me how he did it. And I found that interesting because look how good the guy looks. Wow. What else can you say? Like what else does a person like how much do I have to put in front of someone to help them realize, damn, you could have a better life? Right? It's kind of like I was talking to one of my clients yesterday, and she was telling me about her sister who has, or cousin, someone close to her, has stage 3 kidney failure. Now, shortly after stage 3, you go into what they call dialysis. Once you begin dialysis, which could be 2 times a week, it could be going to a facility, you can actually do it at home. You got about 10 years on average. Now, I know people have lived a little longer than that, and I've seen quite a few people not live as long. So the average is about 10 years once you begin dialysis. So if you're 63 and you begin dialysis, you're probably not going to be walking around or talking to people at 74. And a big part of those last 10 years is not going to be of quality because you can't go on vacations, because you got to go to dialysis 3 times a week. And eventually it's like daily. So you ain't going on no more trips. You ain't going on no more, you're not going to no amusement park. You're going to watch a whole bunch of people your age and older living life, having a good old time. And you ain't doing any of that. Now, could you if you're very, very, very wealthy? Yeah, because you could have dialysis waiting on you as soon as you get off the plane wherever you're headed. So there's ways that you could still have a life, but while you're in dialysis being treated for the next 3 to 4 to 5 hours, everybody else is at the pool and having fun. Who wants to live that kind of life? Here's the good news. We can all start and make the change now. It's important that when you make the change now, that you make the right change and don't do something that's going to create more problems, which is what I'm seeing all the time with the diets that people get talked into. And then if you look around, like I was looking around this morning on Facebook, and I'll quit my event, and maybe there's a couple questions. I see we got Linda's in the house. Thank you for being here, Linda. Lisa made a couple comments, so I'm going to go to that. But this is what I saw this morning when I woke up. I woke up and I decided, Sundays I like to lay in the bed just a little longer. Just, I got like 6 pillows in my bed. It's a king size. I'm bragging on my bed because it's so comfy. My bed is comfortable. And unfortunately, I usually wake up really early, like almost all the time. Like I'm up 4:35 just naturally. And I go to bed at a decent time. But I stayed up a little longer last night. And so when I woke up this morning, I wasn't in a rush, don't have any appointments, not much going on. And so I just relaxed and I got my phone out and I went on Facebook. And as I was scrolling through, I saw all these different advertisements, like professional advertisements, people promoting this, promoting that. And it was all about promoting better health, but with products. Products. Not one time did I see food. Not one time did I see someone promoting eating blueberries. Not one time did I see someone promoting using extra virgin olive oil. All I saw was powders, energy bars, this supplement, that supplement. We have moved away from food. And we are in this place where people think better health is with products. And all of those people who are promoting products, actually, let me change that. It's not all, because I have some coaches who promote products, and I actually have a product, right? I have a detox drop that I promote, and I will put it up against anything. I have our Vita Blend, which is some supplements that you can get. They're all been vetted. I know they contribute in a big way. So I would put that up against anyone. There's no false claims or like over the top promises, and it's real stuff. And I've done the due diligence to make sure that they're quality products. And I don't see that with most of the other things out there. I don't see that. Like I may see someone saying, promoting, let's say, an electrolyte. Why would I promote an electrolyte product when I have my clients eat real food that has electrolytes? I wouldn't. Why would I promote certain vitamins when I know, based on the way people are eating, they're getting those vitamins through food? But when I sit back and watch people just push supplements and put everything on supplements, most of them are compromised because they make money. And they got to promote a powdered product or a powdered this, and they don't even substantiate it. So we're living on this life where it's like we're giving Bill Gates and all these people a hard time about wanting us to eat lab-grown food, but yet everybody's promoting all these powdered products. And we wonder why we continue to get fatter. We wonder why our metabolism has slowed down as far as we don't burn as many calories as we used to. All of this is substantiated big time. But yet we just keep looking for a product. Let me buy this product. Let me get this product. No one's teaching you how to eat with the damn product. Unbelievable. Lord, help me help people. Because food as medicine, which we've been talking a lot about, is real. And there's not a lot of opportunities for people to learn how to enjoy food and optimize quality of life like Bernando. Anyway, let's see. What did Lisa say? Lisa says, so awesome. That had to be such an amazing time to spend with him. Lisa, it was really amazing. And I have so many stories about Bernando. So many. Yeah, so many. So when we're together and we're talking, you got to ask me and I'll tell you something. They're very funny, quite a few of them. Lisa also said, I was told to do what I was told to do that when I was pregnant to prevent stretch marks with the olive oil, and it worked for me. Oh, okay. So she said, so Bernardo would rub extra virgin olive oil all over his body. She said she did that, and that was helpful. Someone in one of our private groups mentioned postbiotics, right? I'm not sure what that means. Um, but feel free to whoever this is made the comment to bring clarity to what you mean. But postbiotics um, are just, you know, is a supplement. I mean, we have a postbiotic, um, you know, or postbiotics. I'm not sure what you're saying. Um, but if it's about supplements, and I think the person's saying so, they talk about supplements. Well, I'm not a huge fan of recommending pre or probiotics. I'm not. Um, I have one that I recommend. I know a whole bunch about it. I know that it's been proven. That's why I can recommend it, and it's part of our Vita Blend and our detox drop. But most companies aren't doing their due diligence with third parties to make sure that whatever the supplement is has in it what is being claimed and is actually designed to actually do what they say it does, and that it doesn't cause damage, because most of them cause damage. Okay. That's David. David Putman asked that question. Yeah. So most of them cause damage. Most of them. And the average person walking on this earth does not know how to do the due diligence to make sure that it is what is being claimed. That's where people like me come in. And unfortunately, you could have someone who's a good talker, and if they know more than you know about supplements, they'll talk you right into it because they're good at sales. They know how to talk about their product. Whereas when that company that is coming out with that product that converts glucose into fiber in the body, I can see how a lot of people are looking for hope and they are looking for a solution for their situation with diabetes or their concerns around that. But when it was put in front of me, it came to a end pretty quick because one, the people who first put it in front of me were not educated and positioned to explain it to me from a clinical aspect where it's going to make sense. They were just regurgitating what they had heard or what was in the brochure. And then I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And I said, hey, get someone on the call. I'll talk to whoever. Give me your top scientists. Put them on the phone with me and let's have a moment. And if they convince me and it makes sense, then I would tell people, hey, this is actually revolutionary. This is amazing. But they couldn't do that because it's a lie. And the ones who reached out to me thinking that they could go there with me, I haven't heard back from them since because they know it's a lie. And in their mind, they may go, I'm still going to promote it because I know it's not hurting anybody, because they want to make money. And they bought into it. And once they bought into it, then they're going to just stick with it. Really sad. If you think about it, it's disgusting, actually. I believe this is Putman. He says, was just saying we need to focus more on the pre and pro compared to the post. Well, if you have the prebiotic, which is dietary fiber in your berries and your vegetables, then you're automatically going to help your live bacteria in your body, which means you're going to create more of the post biotic benefits, which is what we want. So if you're not eating fruits and vegetables, you're going to fall short. Now, your body can get some of this, believe it or not, just through meat, but nowhere near where the science has demonstrated the benefits of eating fruits and vegetables. Okay, someone just asked a question. It may be Putman. Nice to see Dr. Hyman doing interviews about food as medicine. with a focus on the gut microbiome. Yeah, they're all coming around. When I was talking about the gut microbiome, Hyman hadn't even heard about it. Hyman's been flip-flopping quite a bit, and this is not to be a negative. I'm just telling you the truth. He's been flip-flopping quite a bit over the last 5 years because you can't argue the data. A lot of these people, it's like the one doctor that's out there promoting carnivore diet. In his best-selling book, he was like, I would never eat fruit or anything like that again. And now he's like, no, I'm eating it now. I think we all need it. So he's eating some crow. There's quite a few of them that are eating crow, and they're doing it in the best way they can without losing their audience, because they promise so much up front. And the lie was just lie after lie after lie, which is their opinion. And now they've changed their tune, which I can respect that. I can respect that. Because, in 2005, I recommended grapeseed oil, and I would never recommend grapeseed oil today. So there's a lot of flip-flopping going on. And to me, that's fine. I actually admire that they're actually, just starting to tell the truth. Tell the truth, people. Just tell the truth. Because we can all get, I bought into the propaganda with grapeseed oil. I love what I was seeing with grapeseed oil. It made sense in 2005. That was 18 years ago. A lot has happened in 18 years. A lot has happened. All right. And then David just acknowledged that Hyman has said that So very well spoken. Yes, leaky gut's a big part of that. If God made it, it's good. That's what I got from Bernando. That's my take home for you guys today. If God made it, it's good. Honey is good. Berries are good. The question will always be, when they made seed oils and said, let's use seed oils instead of butter, the problem started showing up. When they said, let's use margarine instead of lard, the problems, everything just started getting worse. Now they're saying eat Lucky Charms instead of an egg from a chicken. Again, where is this coming from? Follow the money, and you'll see that it's to the benefit of a Kellogg or General Mills and a lot of these other companies that the government, which will subsidize here and there to make sure their pockets are good and the economy is moving forward, the government is happy about that because they want to sell more foods that they can create in the factory than what they can create on land. So the further we eat away from nature, right? Like when I buy a corn tortilla, it has 2 to 3 ingredients. And it's a corn tortilla. Now it's still processed, it's still packaged. You can buy it at a store. But in comparison to a low carb or high protein tortilla that has less calories, more protein, all the things that people are looking for, but it's got 15 to 20 ingredients, way further from nature. That may meet you and get your attention from a marketing standpoint, but it creates way more damage on your gut than something that has 3 ingredients. And the data is clear on that. You can't even argue it. So anyway, Bernando is my man. I am forever thankful for meeting him. And for those of you who I coach when we have our calls, if you have any questions about Bernando, if you want to know anything, because trust me, I asked him every question that like someone with my background and training would want to ask, right? Because if your average newscaster, because if you look at Bernando, you'll see him on some different news shows. They're asking him real basic things, but I was able to ask the things that I knew would be information I would want to gather that would help me help other people like you guys. All right. I'm Robert Ferguson. Thank you for being here. That was good. If you got questions, I've given you an email. If you want to get in touch with us about anything, feel free to reach out. If you're not sure where you want to start, I would say take our quiz. I provided a link, but if you go to dietfreelife.com, you also see that we have a link there for the quiz. Other than that, reach out to us. You guys have a great weekend. Enjoy, and I'll be in touch all week because this is Thanksgiving week, and I'm taking my daughters to Indiana, and we will be with my mom and my family, all my cousins and nieces and great niece and nephew and just people I love. And I don't get a chance to be there as often as I would like to, but I just love being around my family. I just love being around them. And the only thing I love more than my being around them is watching my two daughters be around them because they love being around family. And you can only love that when you have it. So for those of you who don't have family to spend time with this year for Thanksgiving, my heart goes out to you. Trust me, because many times over the years, I didn't get to go back and I was stuck in California with no family really, except for my kids. And when I was married, that was it. So, you get some friends, but it does not compare. And I know some people who are hearing me right now, you've lost your parents. You don't have a whole bunch of siblings. Maybe your family's scattered all over the country. And it could be a tough time of year. Or maybe this is the first year that you're not going to have Thanksgiving with your mom or your dad. And hey, my heart goes out to you. And what I will say to you, if you're hearing this message, is be thankful because you have memories of them. And wow, that's such to be appreciated. Without memories, man, like what would we have? So I could have a great time really just having a cup of coffee and just reminiscing in my own head the great times I've had with my mom and dad and family members over the years. Those memories mean everything. And as long as I have those, I'm good. And where I get happy, because I was fortunate to have those growing up, is to help my kids get some of those same memories that I know will value them for the rest of their lives. And that's why we will be with my family, because my mom is still there. She's still going for it and living it out. My uncle, two of my uncles, and my aunt, my mom and her three siblings, they're all going to be there. Man, I'm just thankful. I mean, my one uncle that was married to my aunt, who I consider, he's my uncle, who I love with all my heart. He's not here anymore. And that's sad because he's missed. And there's, years will go by and you still will miss them. I mean, I haven't seen, my sister's been gone for years, but I still miss her. My cousin Buddy has been gone for years and I still miss him and think about them all the time. So anyway, I just want to send love to all of you. And I hope that you have a great week. No matter whether you're all by yourself, because I've been there many times, all by myself in my own little house or in my apartment or wherever I'm, my condo, wherever I'm at. And yeah, so I know what that feels like too. I know what it feels like to watch a movie that kind of gets you to choke up and tear up a little bit. And I'll be by myself. I've been there. And I also have been there when it's just me and my girls and when it's my family. So of course I'm on cloud nine because I get a chance to be with my family. So I send love and blessings to all of you. And let's have some fun. I'll be sharing some very interesting combinations of food at my mom's house this week. So I'll be taking pictures and sharing how you can still eat Southern food and contribute back to your health as well as help you lose the weight. All right. Peace out, you guys. Until the next one, I'm Robert Ferguson. I share because I care. Make sure you go over to our YouTube channel. Make sure you like, you subscribe, hit the bell so that whenever we upload information or go live, you will catch it. All right. Until the next